All right, hey folks, everything new under the sun. A lot of videos today, a lot of breaking things happening in Israel. This war is on, and I said in the last video that I don't think this was a one and done thing. Now, Iran came out and said, our attack is done, but I don't believe that. um, I don't believe it was necessarily a face-saving measure. Certainly, Israel's not going to see it as that. This is Twitter. And what you're seeing is apparently Mossad headquarters. Apparently, with hypersonic missiles, they destroyed Mossad headquarters. Let me see if I can get that playing. There you can see that. Let me just mute that there. And these missiles were coming in fast. So Mossad was hit because Mossad is the intelligence behind, of course, the pagers, the cell phones, the walkie-talkies. They're the intelligence rather behind all the information surrounding the tunnels, the whereabouts of leadership, and the hacks. And Iran got some hypersonic missiles through to their headquarters. Now, was anybody significant killed? Likely, although many of them would have been in bunkers. Another thing that they hit was a base in Israel. This is one of the main targets. 400 missiles, this says, and these included hypersonic missiles. And I don't know if there's some video here of some missiles just absolutely flying. But they took out about 20 F-35 fighter jets that were at the Nevatim airport. Here's a couple videos of the Nevatim airport. And so 20 F-35s were taken out. Now, from what I could find, as of 2022, November 13th, this is Wikipedia, the Israeli Air Force had 36 F-35s. Did they acquire more since 2022? Well, recently they were asking for another 15 or 20 from Lockheed Martin. But 20 F-35s, that is a huge hit to their fighting force. And that's going to take them time to recover those. F-35s are expensive. They take some significant time to build and to outfit them with Israeli electronics. So this is huge. So they've taken out Mossad headquarters. They've taken out a large number of F-35 fighters. And this is a picture in Iran. Everybody is now lined up for the gas stations because they see something coming. And as I said before, U.S. and Israel are looking at a joint counterstrike on Iran. Now, at some point in Ezekiel 38, when Gog Magog comes down, they come like a cloud flying. It almost sounds like a cloud of drones. I saw another video on Twitter about China displaying their drone capability. But at some point, those that Gog Magog and the bands with them overwhelm the IDF. They overwhelm Iron Dome, and this is what just happened. Iron Dome was overwhelmed by hypersonic missiles. It can deal with the slow ballistic missiles, but they could not deal with the hypersonic missiles that got through and destroyed supposedly 20 F-35s, destroyed Mossad headquarters. They could not protect those locations and those planes, which is incredible. Israel has the best technology in the world for air defense, and the United States was helping shoot down weapons as well. But right at this point, no one's really able to deal with hypersonic weapons, and Iran just showed it with anywhere from 180 to 300 hypersonic missiles. Just showed them that they can't be stopped, and Iron Dome can't stop them. So the Palestinian citizens themselves know that war is coming, and they're lining up to get fuel. But there will come time, again, when Israel is overwhelmed, its air defenses are overwhelmed, and they can't defend themselves. And that's the time in Ezekiel 38 when God comes into the picture, when they call out to God, and he will show his face. And they will, when they're overwhelmed, and they will be in Ezekiel 38, they will be overwhelmed, and God will show his power when the IDF again can't protect Israel. This is a big part of the prophecy. The IDF will not be able to save Israel. It will come down to God saving Israel. So this is what it says, Ezekiel 38. BibleGateway.com, by the way, if you want to go check it out. But this is the KJV. Therefore, son of man, prophesy and say unto Gog, thus says the Lord God, in that day when my people of Israel dwelleth safely, shalt thou not know it? Now, they've been pretty safe until recently. And thou shalt come from their place out of the north part. So this is the idea where, is it Russia? Is it Turkey in the north parts? Or is it a whole bunch of different nations? And I think it's a whole bunch of different nations and peoples. It says, and many people with thee. So that kind of confirms that. And all of them riding upon horses, a great company and a mighty army. Now that suggests maybe, if that's a literal, then maybe an EMP weapon was just used in that area to take out electronics, to take out, all the flying, all the technology, all the surveillance and spy planes and all that sort of stuff. Or it could just be a metaphor for, whatever was seen in the vision. It says, and thou shalt come up against my people Israel as a cloud. Now, when we think about cloud, we think about, again, a cloud of drones, a swarm of drones. So interesting that it says a cloud. And it's covering the land, and it shall be in the latter days. So we know this is in the last days. It has not happened yet. And I will bring thee against my land. So God is bringing them against the land. Why? Probably to wake the Jews up, or wake them up that Jesus Christ is the Messiah, because they don't understand that yet, and they're not quite fully as a nation trusting in him. And I will bring thee against my land, that the heathen may know me. Why? Why are they bringing them against Israel? So that all the people of the world, all the heathens, all the unbelievers say, how could Israel stand up against this massive force? God is real. And this is the purpose and the point of it. God is using Israel for this purpose. Again, when the Jews don't spread the gospel to the rest of the world like they were supposed to, God gave that job to the Gentiles. When the Jews and the Gentiles don't spread the gospel to the rest of the world, God uses the Jews again through them to show his power by using this small group of people to defeat massive armies. It says, I will bring thee against my land, that the heathen may know me, when I shall be sanctified in thee, O Gog, before their eyes. And it shall come to pass at the same time, when Gog shall come against the land of Israel, saith the Lord God, my fury shall come up in my face. Surely in that day there shall be a great shaking in the land. Is that speaking of an earthquake, a significant biblical earthquake? I think that literally would be saying that. It says, and I will plead against him with pestilence and with blood, and will rain upon him and upon his bands. So this is Gog and from the land of Magog and all the bands that are with him. And they're going to rain blood and pestilence on them and upon the many people that are with him, and overflowing rain, great hailstones, a battle of biblical proportions. Notice that God is also using his creation to judge them. Overflowing rain, great hailstones, fire and brimstone. This is what took out Sodom and Gomorrah, by the way, fire and brimstone. So there is, that's when you know that wrath is coming from God, when there's fire and brimstone. And this is the biblical example of that. You want to talk about biblical destruction and biblical wrath and biblical destruction? This is what it's talking about in Gog, Magog, in Ezekiel 38. Thus will I magnify myself and sanctify myself, and I will be known in the eyes of many nations. This means many nations are coming against Israel. Many nations are watching. So that's a technological statement, as Chuck Missler would say, that many nations around the world have the ability to understand and watch what's happening in real time. And they somehow recognize that it is not the IDF saving them at this point. It is literally God saving them at this point. So if we're upon this, Psalm 83, inner circle, outer circle occurring, Isaiah 17, destruction of Damascus, and then I believe that rolls into Ezekiel 38, where Russia and even Turkey are drawn into the battle with Iran, Persia, and they're coming like a cloud, similar to just what happened with hypersonic missiles, with all the weapons of warfare. They overwhelm the IDF. The IDF can't do anything about it, but God. And that's what happens in the second half of Ezekiel 38. But God comes and says, "This is my red line. You will not destroy my people in the land of Israel." And he shows his fury. They come as a cloud to cover the land in the last days, and that's when he comes against them. So they're heading their way as if to cover the land, but apparently maybe they don't cover the land, and God destroys them with fire and brimstone and great rain. So that's going to be an incredible sight, and again, a technology statement suggesting that the nations of the world see this, and at that point they can't deny that the God of Israel is all powerful and even the God of the Bible. So folks, when you see the IDF being overwhelmed, I do believe that the Bible describes that as happening in the last days. And you see Iron Dome being overwhelmed with hypersonics. IDF, Israel will be overwhelmed. They will likely have a lot of their F-35 destroyed and all their other weapons of warfare, to the point where they do have to rely on God, and God will come to their rescue at that time in Ezekiel 38. We're getting to that point where the IDF is getting stretched out, they're getting thinned out, they're getting tired, they're going to be running out of ammunition and weapons of war, especially as more and more nations sanction them for various reasons. When the U.S. finally says that's it, we're not going to provide any weapons anymore, and Biden already did that. Biden already put a pause on the weapons that they were sending to him. When that happens, they're going to run out, and they're going to be overwhelmed by the nations all surrounding them in the last days, and that means every nation, but God, and God is going to come and save them in the last day and show a fireworks display, and he will glorify and sanctify himself so that all people may know him. And that's what's going to happen. The whole world's going to find out, oh, God, the God of the Jews and the God of the Christians, he is real, and he is backing them up. So I'll leave it there, guys. Thanks for watching. Be prepared. We'll see you in the next video.